They found a living Megalodon in Mariana's Trench. Also, Robert, leave a like, man. We're all waiting. Submerged thousands of feet deep, a submarine and its crew face an unknown threat. Jonas, a rescue diver, is on a mission to save them. Though, the clock is counting down as the hull begins to cave in. He manages to save a large number of people. However, a few still remain. Jonas weighs his options. Get out while you still can, or risk it all. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. One man, Dr. Heller, speaks up in outrage. What are you doing? Well, look. You win some, you lose some. The surviving crew detach from the vessel as it explodes. We cut to many years later where we meet Jack, a man with impeccable taste in shoes. He's a quirky billionaire, like Elon Musk, but not quite as handsome. As he heads down an elevator at Dr. Zhang, we learn that this ocean facility is his latest wacky investment. The least they could do is spice up this elevator. Oh, that's where the money went. Okay, carry on. Jack is just in time to witness the big expedition his money has been working towards. As the crew heads down to the deepest depths of the ocean, Zhang explains that he believes that there in fact lies an ecosystem below the Marianas Trench. What we think is the bottom might actually be a layer of nearly frozen hydrofluorocarbon blah 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 blah. Oh, but what if it really is just the bottom?
Then you have wasted $1.3 billion.
Well, fingers crossed. The crew quickly descends and soon approaches Bikini Bottom. Then they prepare for insertion. Insertion. The vessel proceeds, and to everyone's delight, it's not the bottom. Instead, it's just as Zhang predicted. What lies below is a flourishing ecosystem untouched by the rest of the ocean. It's likely home to all kinds of unknown species. Nice. Sounds like money to my ears. The crew deploys some drones, but soon after, the drone goes down. Probably just the wind. I'm sure we're fine. Suddenly, something big and fast is moving towards the ship, and it's not friendly.
Jonas was right, you caught!
Jonas was right, you say? Well, we ought to go get him. Heller objects. He has pressure-induced psychosis and cost the lives of countless crew members. Well, he's the only man in history to pull off a rescue mission that deep. But after you bullied him, he quit and retired to Thailand.
We must go to Thailand.
We cut to Thailand where Jonas is enjoying a simpler life. You know, this will probably be me when I retire from YouTube. Anyway, Mac and Zhang pull him aside, but before they can get a word in, Jonas declines. I don't care what you say, I don't care what you pay me, I'm not doing it. Okay, but check out this message from the crew. See, they said you were right. And also Lori, your ex-wife, is trapped down there. Okay, well now I'm really not coming. Okay, just kidding. I'll come save your little crew, but only so I can say, I told you so. While Jonas heads over, we cut back to the submerged crew. Seems their hacker guy, Jeff, has found a temporary solution. Huzzah, we have light. Toshi is spotted reading manga, writing a note for his wife, just in case. Unfortunately, the gift of light comes with an unfortunate consequence. The ship and its crew are rattled again, and this time, Tori gets her organs rearranged, and not in the fun way. To make matters worse, the hull has been compromised. Suyin, Zhang's daughter, springs into action. Now that they're leaking oxygen, she believes she has no choice but to be the hero. She hops in one of the gliders and begins her descent as Jonas arrives at the facility. Zhang and Jack are made aware of the situation, and Jonas quickly gets himself situated in a craft of his own. Looks like Suyin's daughter, Mei, has snuck inside. Are you gonna save my mommy? Yeah, if you get out of here. She obliges, and he prepares to descend. Though, his nerves act up, and he hesitates. He sits there frozen with fear as Mission Control contemplates whether or not this dude really is crazy. Okay, I can do this. Jonas rapidly descends and diverts the power from the ship's life support systems to the engine. This is what we call a pro gamer move, but it's not without consequence. Nonetheless, he makes it down to the secret level intact. Meanwhile, we see that Suyin has also completed the journey. She even found the crew, but then... Whoa, it's a giant squid, and it's trying to eat her. It begins to crush the ship as she sits there helplessly. Suddenly, the squid goes limp before its juicy insides fill the water. A big-ass shark pulled up and ate it. However, Suyin's not out of the water yet. It's a pun, yeah. Anyway, the shark circles around and charges towards Suyin. Jonas instructs her to turn off the lights, but the ship is too damaged to operate. Coming in clutch, Jonas shoots out some flares to distract the shark. Wait, why does the ship have flares? Not wanting to be outdone, Suyin insists she can do more to help. But Jonas tells her to just leave. So she does. While Jonas has the big fish temporarily distracted, he locks onto the stranded ship and saves the crew. Though, just before they can get Toshi out, the shark heads back. In an act of pure selflessness, Toshi stuffs his note in Jeff's pocket. Then... Rest in peace, Toshi. You will be missed. The crew makes it back up, but Suyin gives Jonas a bunch of crap for failing to save Toshi. Meanwhile, Dr. Heller tends to Lori. He apologizes to Jonas, and Jonas agrees to call it even as long as he makes sure she's okay. Afterwards, Suyin barges into Jonas's room just as he stepped out of the shower. He makes sure to stand perfectly under the overhead lighting to better accentuate his physique. Just look at the biceptoids on this man. Suyin apologizes and leaves the room feeling tingly. Later, a meeting is held with Jack. Zhang explains how imperative it is that they proceed slowly with their discovery. However, Jack is of different mind. I spent billions on this facility and now it's doing nothing, so we gotta move on before someone else does. I'm sorry, but how exactly does researching the ocean make you a bunch of money? Jonas barges in and tells Jack he's a big dummy head, and that Man vs. Meg, short for Megalodon, is not a fight, it's a slaughter. Meanwhile, May roams around the facility before a hecking Megalodon swims up and stares at her. Hello? The bite is so powerful, it shakes the building. Soo-Yun immediately fears for her daughter's safety and runs to find her. Her and Jonas find her safe and sound. Oh shit, the shark left the bite mark. Aw, look, it's a baby whale. The crew discuss what just happened, and Jax unveils a troubling finding. It seems that as Jonas was coming up, he knocked open a thermal vent that temporarily warmed the frozen barrier enough to allow passage. A superhighway for sharks, if you will. Then, an alert comes through about some nearby ships that just went belly up. They head out to investigate and find the remains of a shark fishing boat. Ironic. The Meg is spotted, and the crew formulates a plan. However, before anything can be accomplished, they need a way of tracking the shark. How big do you think my balls would be if I swam up to it? Oh, you gonna do me like that? Jonas pulls up to the shark and is right on the money. Alright guys, reel me in. They proceed to do so, but inadvertently catch the attention of the Meg. A high-speed chase ensues as the Meg ferociously chases after its tiny little snack. Oh, that was close. Alright, time for someone else to risk their life. How about you, Soo-Yun? Okay, she's gonna hop in the shark tank, which Jax assures is totally indestructible, and then she's gonna jab the shark with a poisonous pointy stick. What could go wrong? Soo-Yun proceeds into the tank as chum is thrown into the water. Soon after, tons of small beta sharks surround the cage, but then they flee after sensing the presence of the approaching alpha shark. It gets up close and personal with Soo-Yun, but she struggles to execute her attack. Unfortunately, the shark has no trouble executing its own. Soo-Yun and the boat fall victim to the shark's ferocious power as it takes both of them on a little ride. During the struggle, she manages to administer the poison spear into the shark's mouth. It swims off defeated. Or not. To Jax's credit, the tank is sort of indestructible, but I'm not sure it's helping the situation. The Meg attempts to swallow the cage, and Jonas springs into action, delighted at another opportunity to take his shirt off. Jonas dives into the water as the Meg thrashes the cage around while attempting to swallow it. Fortunately, the crane partially gives in, yanking the cage out of the creature's mouth in the process. Also, Jax falls into the water. Sensing a new snack, the Meg charges forward, nearly taking a bite out of Jax. Meanwhile, Jonas saves Soo-Yun, whose mask was cracked during the yankening. She passes out while pleading with him to save himself, but he perseveres and gets her out of there. Back on the boat, Jeff hatches a plan. He commands the crew to ready the second crane while dropping a huge bag of chum into the water. The Meg quickly takes notice and heads in for a bite. In the process, it entangles itself in a loop. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It locks its sights on Jonas and Soo-Yun and speeds forward. Whoa, this is pretty cool. But didn't we just witness earlier that the Meg can easily tow the ship? Shortly after, the giant creature somehow succumbs to the tiny dose of poison it was given. With the Meg now dead, Jonas heads back to the boat with an unconscious Soo-Yun. After a little mouth-to-mouth, she's good as new. The pair chat inside, and Soo-Yun states that she really enjoyed the part where he kissed her. Then, they head to the deck and see that the Meg has been reeled in. Jeff poses for a picture while DJ trolls him. Now in the water, Jeff strikes a little pose before another one. And it's bigger this time. The boat is absolutely wrecked, and Zhang is left critically injured. Heller and Jax are still in the water, but he sacrifices himself by doing some slishy splashy. Then, Jack calls in for backup while Jonas goes for the lifeboats. They all speed away as the shark follows suit. Jack's anti-shark task force pulls up soon after and fires away at the creature. Wouldn't it be crazy if it attacked the helicopter? Wait, wrong movie. Anyway, this proves to be an effective distraction, and everyone makes it back safely to the headquarters. Except Zhang. He died. With a broken heart, Jack remarks that he came here to celebrate with them, but ended up mourning with them instead. In response to the recent tragedies, he'll be temporarily shutting down the facility and will be soon evacuating the occupants. Of course, he's the first one out of there. In the helicopter, we see that he's actually got other plans in mind. His men find the Meg and send a few presents its way. Alright sir, we've incapacitated the target. Hit it again. Are you sure? Again. Hey. This time, chunks are sent flying up. You know, I think that's actually good for your skin. Jack and his boys excitedly inspect their catch via boat. Hey, get me a tooth as a souvenir. The man dives under, but returns empty-handed. This thing ain't got teeth. Oh crap, it's a whale. We gotta get out of here. The boat speeds off, and Jack tumbles into the water. Oh no. Oh, okay. Anyway, the next morning, Jonas and the gang received the news and realized Jack was never sending an evacuation team. Instead, he was just trying to sweep the disaster under the rug. Unfortunately, the Meg is still at large. Next up, it's heading towards a super-populated beach. Because of course it is. Max shares that he just tried alerting the authorities, but they thought it was a prank call. Go figure. Well, I guess it's up to us, Jonas proudly remarks. The crew set sail, then we cut to a boat near the beach. Seems to be a couple celebrating their wedding with their dog Pippin. Oh no, Pippin, don't go in the water. Suddenly, the shark speeds towards the dog. I've never tried dog before. Anyway, the shark heads towards the all-you-can-eat buffet and surveys all the different mouth-watering options. I think I'll start here. The beachgoers collapse into chaos as they scramble towards land. Meanwhile, the shark is like, munch, 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 munch. And then there's this guy, who's safe inside his protective bubble. Now for dessert, the Meg heads towards a group of stranded kids. Just in the nick of time, Jonas and the boys invite the shark over for dinner by blasting whale sounds in the water. The Meg pulls up, and Suyin launches a torpedo at the very disappointed shark. Pretty effective. Jonas is next, and as he's about to get his shot in, it jams. Uh-oh. The Meg chases after him, but Jonas is too slick, expertly maneuvering his craft through the reef. Oh no, looks like he hit something. Meanwhile, some news reporters have locked their sights onto the Meg. So much so that they end up crashing and colliding with the cruise ship. Ain't that convenient. Suyin is tasked with saving the others while Jonas is left to deal with the beast. He charges straight towards the creature's gaping mouth, but outmaneuvers it at the last second. He uses the damaged end of his ship to slice the shark's belly open. It retaliates with a crushing bite, and Jonas is forced to escape. Though, he takes with him a harpoon, which he puts to good use inside the shark's eye. As the Meg rages with pain, it breaches the surface of the water, and Jonas administers the final blow. At last, he has bested the mighty foe. Everybody takes refuge on the wedding boat, and turns out, Pimpin' the dog is alive! Hurrah! Bless up to the pupper, and rest in peace to the Meg. Check the description for a link to the full movie.